describe what that journey was like to be at this place now after a bit of a roller coaster to get here?
I think it's build character for our team. You know, we've had to go through a lot of things together, ups and downs, injuries, like you said, just finding our identity as a team. So I think more than anything, it's just build character for our team. So, you know, we get in moments like these, we really trust each other, know we have each other's back. We had to go through many different battles throughout the course of the season together.
Along those same lines, what does it feel like personally, your first time making it to the conference finals in the Minnesota League?
I'm excited, man. You know, I just have a really great appreciation for these things. And, you know, cherishing these moments. I actually told Draymond the other day, you know, we were done playing, but I told him, you know, I had a lot of respect for those guys and, you know, their team. A lot of respect for him because I was thinking about it after we had won our third game of the series in San Fran. I'm like, shit, this is a grind. Like, you know, you get to this point in the season, like, it's really a grind. Like, you see guys, they're already on their second vacation or they're starting to train and get ready for the season or whatever it is. And I'm like, man, y'all have done this year after year after year. So, like, all the respect in the world to those guys. But, you know, for me being here for my first time, it's been a grind to get here for me personally. So I'm just enjoying the moment, having fun with it, you know, taking it all in. My family's having fun with it, and it's just cool to be like one of the last four teams playing basketball at this time of the year. So you gotta appreciate it and, you know, leave everything out there.
You had been around this team all season. Obviously, they were at this spot last year. How much have they talked about it? How much of a motivating factor coming up short has been for them? And what have you taken from those conversations?
Yeah, I mean, we really haven't talked about it much. I mean, I think, you know, a big thing, a theme for us this year was last year's team. And, you know, we've had, I obviously wasn't here last year, but it's been new personnel, new team, new rotations, all different type of things. So we try to lead that in the past. One thing Coach did challenge us at the beginning of the year is, you know, you guys heard it, were we a team that made the Western Conference Finals or are we a Western Conference Finals team? So, you know, we met that challenge, but I think the big thing for everybody in the locker room is, like, nobody's, like, satisfied. There's, like, no celebration after the game. Like, after the series was over, we were excited, happy we won the series, but after that, it was really just, like, back to work. And nobody's satisfied. I know myself personally, we're not satisfied, so we know the goal that's at hand, and, you know, we just got to take it a game at a time.
You know how fast the NBA
Do a couple more guys.
No, go ahead.
You know how fast the NBA moves now, the way teams turn over. Does that kind of heighten the sense of urgency to maximize this opportunity right now because you don't know if it's going to come back around?
I mean, I think for me personally, I'm in year 11, and I know how fast 11 years is going for me personally, so I think you always had a heightened, you know, sense of urgency. Just knowing that these things don't turn around, and obviously we got a special group of players, a special team, so you always try to take advantage of the moment. When you get in these moments, some people get here or never get here, you know, in their career. So you try to take advantage of the moment. I can't really worry about what's to come next year or 5 years from now. All I know is I'm here right now. And I'm enjoying it, and I'm going to take advantage of it.
As the stage gets bigger and the lights get brighter, what do you see from Anthony Edwards?
That's where he shines. That's where he shines the brightest. He loves the light. You know, he loves the attention in a positive way. Like, he relishes in it. Like, you know what I mean? That's where he thrives in it. Yeah, he loves the stage, the big dance. So the lights get brighter and his play just gets better.
Go ahead, guys. First of all, just being here in the playoffs, this Western Conference Finals, what does that mean for you and this team?
Huge accomplishment coming back from last season. Finchie at the beginning of the year, he challenged us and he wanted us to know if we're a team that made the Western Conference Finals or a Western Conference Finals team. And it's very meaningful to be able to do it 2 years in a row. And even with the trade, trying to figure it out, people in the media had a lot to say, but we stuck together as a group. We didn't make any trades, and we trusted each other, and now we're here.
From what you've seen of Oklahoma City and played through, obviously throughout the regular season, what stands out about them, especially at this time of the year?
They play fast. They're going to be aggressive defensively, and they're going to do as much as they can to try to junk up the game, make physical plays, throw traps at everybody, especially and deny him, try to keep him on his toes a little bit so he can't get settled in. They're going to really pressure the ball. That's what they do well, and they generate a lot of turnovers. So coming into in this game, we understand how big the possession game will be.
What is it like, or do you even, SGA, do you even connect with them, or is it all business right now?
I mean, off the court, it's always going to be love and family time and hanging out, you know. Like he mentioned earlier, like we have gone through so many things in life together, even like fatherhood. So just having a chance to, you know, see his kids, him see mine, and just be able to interact like that. But times like this, you know, you want to keep it as business as possible, but at the same time enjoying this once-in-a-lifetime moment.
Nickeil, when you guys are growing up and talking about dreaming about moments like this, do you think about playing on the same team or playing against each other, or like?
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
A little bit of both. You know, growing up and all the dreams that we had, it was like, you know, there's gonna be kids that go to the same school, and like when we were going to school in elementary school, how we talked about LeBron, how we talked about Kobe, how we talked about Allen Iverson, like how there was always that debate on who's the best. You know, we wanted that to be for us. Like we wanted guys growing up and kids coming in elementary school like, no, Shay's the best, no, Nickeil's the best. So like stuff like that, you know, I guess it was always a little bit of competition, but at the same time like playing together. And once we got to college, we kind of knew that we wanted to have our own individual identities. And so that's what I think the whole playing against each other thing kind of started.
Based on knowing him so well, how can you take advantage of that, whether it's mentally or physically, when you have to guard him? Are there certain tricks you have up your sleeve?
It's kind of like playing poker. You know, you got to play the man, and can't air out my tricks right now. You know, can't give up the drop or the strategies. But I think it's just enjoying the opportunity, enjoying the matchup. I'm gonna get the best of him sometimes. He's gonna get the best of me, but not backing down and trying to stop him more than he can stop me in whatever ways and facets I look like.
Nickeil, what's this moment just like for your family? Is there trash talking in the group chats? Is everybody leaving you guys alone? How's it been for your families?
Yeah, you know, after I think it was Sunday, my mom had called me and she told me she texted his dad saying, "Oh, it's war now" and stuff like that. So, you know, it's all love at the end of the day, but just it's really cool. It's a real cool feeling, and especially like if I go on my phone, it's the only thing I see, like especially from friends and family back home. So I think 10 years from now, 20 years from now, I'll be able to really appreciate the moment and for what it was, and to know what we were able to accomplish. In this time, the only thing I care about is making sure that the Wolves get 4 wins.
Does Shai have any moves you haven't seen yet?
You never want to say no, but I mean, it's just counters at this point. Unless he's creating something right now and curating it in the gym, I don't know. But I think he's seen everything that a team could throw at him, you know? So we pretty much have an idea of what's to come, and it's just about executing the game plan. That's what it comes down to, especially this deep in the playoffs. It's got to be heavy in the small details, making sure we're together, and no man's going to do it by himself. And as long as we're all connected and we have the bodies to do it, I believe we can.
Along those lines, Nickeil, what's unique about this particular matchup as opposed to the previous two?
I think their style of play is just, it's almost, I don't want to say random, but it's very free-flowing. Everyone can drive, everyone kicks, everyone moves. They're connected, they're a unit, and so it's not as much a system in terms of pick and roll or off ball the way Golden State was. Lakers, they were built top heavy with Luka and LeBron and guys that can really, really make plays, even Austin Reeves. So in a team like this, it's everyone can step up. In that last series, Caruso played well. there was times where Wiggins made big plays. Game 5, Lou stepped up for the team. Shea was Shea. So I think the good thing about it is we have the depth to match that and be able to counter a lot of the things that they want to throw at us, and we feel that we can throw a lot of different things at them as well.
What's impressive about the way Julius Randle has made a stamp on this team in a relatively short amount of time?
Honestly, it's just a credit to his professionalism as a whole, and it's a credit to his work ethic. Drew's really stepped up and sacrificed a lot. Family time, you know, having a baby as well, but just his dedication to the grind and coming in, always getting his lift in, his routine. Watching film, you could tell that he's really putting his mental focus into being present and trying to be the best version of himself for us.
Nickeil, there's going to be a lot on your shoulders, just initiating offense, bringing the ball up the floor with the way they pressure. What's key for you in this series just to make sure that, you know, turnovers are limited and that you guys can kind of get free flowing when Mike's out, when other guys are out?
Clean, simple, sharp, aggressive. Simple. Against pressure like that, you never want to play with it. You don't want to be waiting around. When they're aggressive, you have to be aggressive back. I think when you're on your heels is when they really like sink their claws in and they can kind of get into you. So it's about just keeping them on their heels more, say. You know, being aggressive 1 or 2 times, creating open looks for my team, and then from there, if they don't use up the pressure, then continue to do so. But when you make aggressive plays, eventually they'll have to react to it.
The last time y'all were here, you came back overtime to beat them in front of a rabid crowd. How much y'all able to take from that game that's going to help you as you come into this atmosphere again?
Well, I think from that game, as well as regular season and even this postseason run, each team's going to give you the real version of themselves. And you're going to see their flaws. You're going to see a lot of the things that they do well. And in that Denver series, we've seen a lot of flaws, even in the Memphis series, for a period in time in that Game 3. And so it's just about making sure that we maintain our focus and executing our game plan. That's going to get us the 4 victories that we need, whether that's however many games it takes. But the longest thing is, you know, understanding that we're not done. You know, getting here is great and all, but after that feeling of last year and our experience, using that to our advantage really helped.